honestly freaked me out to my very, very core. I'm sweating, I'm hot, I'm warm. The coffee is so cold. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning after watching one of my videos, then you must have been here in 1998 because I haven't posted anything in so long. I'm not even gonna get into the reasoning. I'm not gonna give you any excuse. But what's important is I'm back now and I'm here to stay. Before I get into this video, I would really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, hit that little notifications bell because I will be uploading more videos. But why trust me? Because I have been a flake for the past year. You'll believe it when you see it, right? Before I start talking about this video, this is a story time video, and the reason behind making this is because I want people to be aware of the red flags that you could find as an actor or as a model, as a dancer, as anyone in that sort of creative industry. It is very important to talk to other people that are in the industry and talk to other people that have had experiences with not so great producers or casting directors or anything of the sort. Anyone in the industry that made someone feel uncomfortable. It is a really good thing to speak to people about these people because especially if you're just starting out and especially if you're young, sometimes you're quite naive. I showed a lot of naivety. You will see that in this story. There's a lot of things that you need to be aware of when you are going into that industry and going to auditions, especially these free ones off sites that you use when you're starting out, and some of the work's paid and some of it isn't, and they monitor it as much as they can, but you never fully know. The people that run these pages for casting calls and stuff could do as much as they wanted to, but you still don't know a person's intentions, and it sucks that is the case. It sucks. We have to be careful about going to auditions and trying to get somewhere in our jobs and feeling like something could go wrong. There have been times where I've turned down auditions for roles because I didn't feel like I would feel safe in the environment they were holding the auditions at. So the reason that I'm making this video is not to drag anyone, and not because I feel personally affected by the situation at all. It's just to give you some insight into some things that you need to look out for when you're going into that industry. I'm very lucky to have worked with a lot of people who I really, really honestly love with all my heart and make me feel the most comfortable I've ever felt on sets, you know. And there are so many more people that are good than people that are bad. But that is life and people are bad. You just need to look out for a few things. So, I'm gonna get started with this story now. There is an air of guilt around me when I'm telling this story because I feel worried that the person that I'm talking about, not that I'm gonna mention names, I'm not gonna disclose any information. I don't know what the intentions of this man were and if he had bad intentions or if he was just delusional or what. I don't know for sure what the situation is, so it's very hard for me to do that. This is fucked up. This is like a bit fucked. Oh, I just hit the nerve in my knee. Like, you know what the doctors are like, why do they do that? Why is that something the doctors do? Why do I feel guilty for somebody making me feel uncomfortable and me expressing feeling uncomfortable? I'm the sort of person that really isn't very good with getting myself out of a situation if it makes me uncomfortable. If it's making me uncomfortable, I'd rather go along with it, make a joke with it. And you can see that in here. You can see that there are so many times where I could have said, I'm really uncomfortable with this. I need this to change. We need to set boundaries, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same in my everyday life. And it's something that is very important to me that I feel like I really need to work on. And I have been working on it. Every single day of my life, I will be working on that, you know? Okay, so flashback, 2014, 19 going on 20, probably more 19. Yeah, 19, I was 19, probably, I don't know. God, how old am I now? I'm 24 now, and I was 19 then. I'd done a few filming things, a few music videos, a few TV shows, nothing major. But I've just moved to London. It was my first year of uni, that's why I moved, and I was excited. I really, really wanted to do everything I could. I'm in the position in my life where I've taught myself that I don't have to say yes to everything just because it's something. Getting thousands and thousands and thousands of roles is not what's important if you're there and you're not fulfilled by what you're doing. Now, I'm in a better position where I have learned to filter through those sorts of things. But at this point, I was saying yes to every single thing without thinking properly. I come from a really small seaside town. Just didn't know what I was doing, you know? I still don't really know what I'm doing, so that's fine. But I was excited. So I was using one of the casting websites, and I must have seen an advert for something, for like a casting call for something on there, and I've applied. Okay, so I'm going through the list. I've managed to log into my old account, and I'm going through the list of, sorry, I'm so close to my face. I'll be back in a minute. We've permanently, this is the only account that I can imagine it would be. We've permanently removed this member's account. You're gonna see another message like this in about 10 minutes anyway, but the footage won't upload to my laptop. So I'm filming it again. And then later on, from before, it died, so I had to film that again. Right now, my makeup doesn't look the same as it did. I've had my makeup on since like 6 a.m. It's now nearly 6 p.m. Anyway, let's get to it. So, David messages me on a platform where you get castings. Now, I don't have any of that. I couldn't find it. His account has obviously been removed, or he has deleted it himself. So I've got the screenshots on my phone. That's why I'm looking at it from the messages, and I'll put them on here later. If I can import anything onto my laptop, because apparently my laptop doesn't want to do that anymore, so that's fine. Okay. So I got the hi, how are you, blah, 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 in my inbox first. The first thing I found uncomfortable was his complete, I can't find the word to describe it. I didn't see the relationship that we had as a professional one because of the way he said things and the way he went about things and the times in which he'd message me and what he'd say in the messages. It just wasn't a professional relationship. Now, I am friends with a lot of people that I've worked with before, and I don't have a completely professional relationship with them because I know them, and I do get very comfortable with people quickly, and they seem to get comfortable with me, but I didn't even know this man, and he was basically every single day telling me he was going to murder me. That is not normal behaviour. Says, sounds like a blast. I now know how the killer catches you. Because we're filming for a horror film, right? He's casting me for a horror film. And don't get me wrong, I know people are super obsessed with horror films and stuff. I absolutely love horror films. I literally am a horror film, like, psycho. If I could only watch one genre of films for the rest of my life, it would be horror films. But I don't tell people on the regular that I'm going to murder them, even if he's implying it in the film. You'll get what I mean in a minute. He said, I now know how the killer catches you. Then basically goes on to tell me that I'm an easy kill. I say, well, I'll have to get my act together. Because at this point, let me tell you, at this point, I'm young and I'm vulnerable and I want this acting job because I think it's actually going to be something. Like, I didn't realise at the time. So I wanted to keep this man happy because I wanted to still have a part in this film. And I thought maybe it was going to be really successful. And I was really excited about it. I was super, super excited about it, as you can imagine. So I'm playing along, trying to make a joke out of it, like I always do. I said, can't catch me that quickly. He says, no worries, we have the whole day with you on the 15th, lol. And then I said, so are all the actresses coming together that day? Because maybe even in my vulnerable young mind, I thought, okay, at least if there's other people, like, I don't want to be the only person with this man. And he said, a lot of the London-based actresses are, but not everyone can make it. I'll send out the details of everything about that tomorrow. I said, okay, that sounds good to me. Cutting off the conversation. And then he said, you may notice you won't have a finish time though. And then the little winky emoji, which also is not appropriate. Ha ha. Said, that's like a plot twist and we're actually going to get murdered for real. And he said, yeah, starting with you. Well, I give you the option of rope or bare hands as the murder weapon if you want. Okay, I get banter. This is carrying it on way too far. He is telling me, this is just the beginning. Like, I cut off the conversation and now he's carrying it on. This really stood out for me. I said, need to die with dignity. He went, oh, you may not want to hear what will happen then. I don't know what that means, but that frightens me. I was like, well, I'm excited nonetheless. Just to stop the conversation again, to just give this man the benefit of the doubt. And then he starts describing how long it will take to strangle me to death, but how long he will make it take. It goes on and on. Another thing that really struck me about this man is the amount of promises he makes, the amount of promises he makes to people and to you about films that you're going to be in, things that are going to happen. Like, and that is what lured me in, the promises of more film work, the feature films, the promises of series, all of this, that I am a lead character in. Obviously, when you don't know much about the industry and you're naive and you've just moved to London and you're just in it, you're going to be like, yes, because it's such a hard career to do. So it's super easy to manipulate young people or anyone starting in the industry. So he promises to send these emails out for the information about when we're all going to meet to do this publicity shoot thing. So I'm asking him, are you going to send the emails out soon? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to send them tomorrow. Days go by, still no emails. And then I ask him, are we going to get the emails soon? Makes an excuse as to why he hasn't sent them, blah, blah, blah. And also another thing is he'd say, I'm just going chronologically through our chats and I'm just finding all these things. I'm not going to say every single word, obviously, because it would be boring. But the rest of it really isn't anything. It's nothing other than him telling me different ways he's going to murder me and be like, I'm joking. Like, yeah, you best be joking because otherwise that's weird. The other stuff is, hi, Pippa, how are you? What are you doing? Like, what have you been doing? What's happening in your life in this week? Like, small chat, you know? Small chat, small talk. So... And it gets really tiring. And I talk to so many people I work with, but we're not on a level, and I don't mind, but he was starting to freak me out. So he's asking me why I've had a good week. So I said I've had a good week because he asked me if I had a good week. And then he asked if it was to do with acting, the reason I've had a good week. He's like, why have you had a good week? And I'm like, I just have. And he's like, did you get an awesome acting role? I'm like, no. And he's saying things like, then some films are missing out on the perfect casting, asking me what I've got planned for the week, telling me he's working on these projects that never saw the light of day. Then he makes another joke about killing me. The deaths will be brutal and lengthy. And he put, it was a joke. Like, are you mad? Are you mad at me? Because I thought that your joke about killing me wasn't a joke? Are you mad about that? Is that something you're angry at me for? Now, normally, before you go on any sort of filming, you have a script. I didn't even have to audition for this role. He has not seen any of my previous acting work because I basically had none because I was just starting out, and he's telling me I'm an amazing actor. He did not send me a script to send a video audition for. He did not send me literally anything. He has not seen me do one piece of acting, and that is such a major red flag. If you were watching this and you are in the industry and someone offers you a part and they haven't seen any of your previous work, they haven't seen your IMDb page or your Spotlight page and can't see things that you've worked on, or they haven't sent you a script and asked you to audition, then there is something not right. There is no way on earth that a professional film, unless you have been recommended by someone else, unless one of the people on the production team know you, or the casting team know you, or anything like that, unless they've seen you in any previous work, unless they send you an audition script to send an audition for or go into an audition, something is not right. Unless it's for like extra work and stuff, obviously that doesn't require anything like that, but it's really, really unlikely that it's going to be legit if that is the case. And if they are putting you on this pedestal, and if they are promising you that you're going to get anything, it is not normal. And at this point, I'm just about to meet this guy. So I'm like, okay, I want to stay on his good side. So he does not murder me. I remember in my mindset thinking, okay, on the day of filming, if I go, I need to make sure he likes me. So he wants to keep me around. Even if he's going to kidnap me, even if he's going to murder everyone else, I need to make sure this guy likes me. So I just start, again, joking back even more. Kind of in one way to act not afraid, and then also in the other way to try and save my life. Just get the shit out of me. Woo! So then he's talking about my death again, and he says, well, you've got to be strangled. And I went, that's true. Sounds good to me, or something like that. He said, good, though you'd be doing it regardless of your thoughts. Lol. Even if he was joking, even if that was something he was joking about, that is not something you say. If you were a film producer, a director, or anyone that works on film, you don't say, like, you'll be doing it regardless of your thoughts. The aim of being on set is to make people feel comfortable, not forcing people to do things they're uncomfortable with, especially when they haven't told you what that thing is beforehand. So, just full disclaimer, I am pretty comfortable doing absolutely anything. There has never been anything that someone's asked of me that I have not done, because I really don't get embarrassed, don't have any inhibitions. I love a challenge, so the worse the thing is, the better, I guess. Telling me about how I was going to get killed again. Okay, then we move on to the conversation about, I tried to get it back onto like work chat every single time he went off on a tangent about murdering me. So I am trying to remain in a professional relationship with this man on my end while trying to avoid talking about him murdering me, while also trying to figure out if he was going to murder me. Okay, so I've moved again. This is just something that we're going to have to get used to in this video. Changes. Someone just chucked someone's t-shirt out the window. Huh. Major lols. So, talking about when we're going to meet up and the times and stuff like that. There wasn't a finish time. Often there is not a finish time on shoots because it can go on for longer. Like normally there's a rough estimated time. I don't find that weird. Like if there wasn't, that isn't something that bothered me. I said, is there a finish time on Saturday at all? And he said, Yeah, when you're all dead. I said, hopefully I won't get too lost without Google Maps. He said, haha, get lost or murdered. Yep, a real horror. That is really, really disconcerting when you are just about to meet a man who you think could be capable of actual murder night before, and he says, maybe it's gonna be a real horror film. The next day is the day that I meet up with this man. I get ready. Luckily, someone was sent down from the sky to make me feel more comfortable, because my friend who I filmed a scene in Misfits with 6 months prior to this was going to be at the shoot. And honestly, without her there, I would have been so scared. So I get there and I meet her before we meet him. And she was like, are you getting some sort of weird vibe? Because I'm getting a weird vibe. And I thought, thank fucking God I am not going crazy. For some reason, we are both here at this shoot with a man who probably didn't only joke about murdering me to me, joked about murdering other people to them. We meet another girl. In the end, I think it ended up being him, my friend, and another girl. And that was it. On the sheet that he sent out with the information about the day, there were meant to be 12 actresses there. 12. And then there was 3. He's promising the pictures that we take today are going to be up on the tube. And what I didn't get, on first meeting him, he was really shy. He was quiet and he didn't really say much. It seemed like he was quite easily overwhelmed. But that could just be his personality. That is not something that makes you a bad person. Obviously, telling somebody that you're going to murder them is more of a strange thought. We spend this day with him. We're taking pictures of us each getting murdered. So the general dynamic of the day was we were all in a group and we didn't really do much for a really long period of time. He had a camera and we, one at a time, went off with him to take pictures. I don't really recall anything actually happening when we were taking the pictures, or apart from a feeling of like super uncomfortableness. But when we came back and he left with someone else, me and the other girl would talk about how we were just not comfortable. Something really strange happening, and how it wasn't very professional, and how we promised all these things. And I think by the end of the day, we were all just like, thank God we were all here together, because fuck knows what would have happened. So we leave. Really don't know if we want to go back. We really don't know if we want to be involved in this because of just how strange it was and everything seemed. Then he texts me that night saying, hope I got home fine, blah, blah, blah. A week later, I text him, have you got any of the publicity pictures yet? These were the pictures that we took on that day. These were the pictures that were meant to go on the tube, which was so absolutely ridiculous of me, because do you know how much money, how many dollar bills it costs to put a picture on the tube? I'm asking him, we're talking about the photos and when they're going to be out. That was the whole reason we met. I was just curious. And he said, I'll upload them on Thursday and email them to you too. I said again, about a week later than the previous message, any news on when the publicity photos are going to be up? Yeah, sorry about the delay. It's essentially ready to upload. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, don't apologise, it's fine. He said he would send, how shall I send them across? I was like, email me. Gave him my email address. What? At this point, I just said, yep, good plan. I've already decided I don't want to work for this man again. I didn't hear from him for a couple of months. He contacted me and he says, "Hey Pippa, I hope you're well." Rings off a load of excuses as to why he hasn't been in contact. By this point, I'm done trying. I say, "I hope you feel better. Hope you're okay." Didn't hear anything from him. Then he messages me, "Hi Pippa, how are you?" A month later, after I didn't respond, "Hi Pippa, how are you?" And then I responded saying, "Hello, yeah, I'm great. How are you?" He went, "I'm great, thanks, and you?" I said, "Good, good." Done. Conversation done. A week later, "Hi Pippa, how are you?" "Excuse me, David, are you broken?" The same conversation we had 4 days ago. I just came across an application from you last week for a forthcoming horror series. He has been on a different talent website, a different website as to the website that I was on before, put another casting call in without putting his name, without putting details of anything. And I always love to do a background check. I always love to background check the people I'm going to work with. As in, like, I'm going to look for your Twitter or your Instagram or your website or anything to see if you are a real person. And I said to him, "I thought it was you." And he said, "Oh, did I really make it that obvious?" That is some ominous shit to me. I honestly feel like he purposely didn't write who he was. At this point, I have no time to converse with this man about anything. Sends me pictures of people being strangled. Said, "Just a little clue as to what you can expect." I don't reply to the second picture of somebody being strangled. On the 6th of December, 2014, he says, "Hi Pippa, how are you?" And then, no reply. I don't reply. On the 17th of February, 2015, he says, "Hi Pippa, how are you?" And then he sends one last message on the 21st of March, 2015. "Hi Pippa, how are you?" And then, fast forward, I have an audition for another film. Get the script. It's another horror. I'm talking to this guy, we'll say Liam, and he's like, "Yeah, I love that. I love what you've done with the role. I think you're really great." And then I got a weird vibe off him too. A bit like sleazy. Like there is a massive sexual nature in horror films, don't get me wrong, and I fucking love that shit. I love it. So he sends me feedback from the audition, asked me to do it a different way, and then says, "Can you make sure your boobs are on show and you make them look bigger?" So me, being the dildo I am, I just did it. It did not say in the casting brief that I had big boobs. The character had big boobs. It did not say in the casting brief anything like that. There's stuff like that, if it's vital for the role, it wasn't vital to anything in the script. Like normally it does, and that's so fine. Sometimes that is vital for a character, a part of a character's plotline. So I shoved my bra. I obviously really enjoyed reading the script and really enjoyed playing the character, and he's told me how amazing I am, so obviously I want to do it, and I wasn't even that amazing, so everything was a lie. So he's like, "Great, that's great." He sends back really good feedback. He's like, "I want you to play the character." And I'm like, "Sick, this is cool," even though it's a bit strange, didn't really think too much of it, don't really mind having my boobs out anyway, so blah, 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 what's the difference? And then he said, "Yeah, so Pippa, I'd really like you to work with us. I'd really like you to be the main character in this film. I think you'd do really well in it. You're the only person I want to play it." And then he says these words, and I will never forget the way he phrased it in this email. "I'd really like you to work with me, and I really think you'd do well, and I loved seeing your audition tapes. But when you find out who I am, I don't think you're going to want to work with me. What the fuck? I was like, no way. I thought David was out of my life. And do you think I stuck around? Do you think I stuck around to find out if this was David? No. No way. Abort fucking mission. David never heard from me again. It has made me aware. It has made me very aware. And now that I'm older, now that I've been doing it longer, and now that I've done more professional work, just be careful when you're out there. If, David, you were watching this, like, no shade, bro, but you need to be a bit more professional. Just comment if you have ever been in a situation like this. The best thing to do in this situation is spread awareness. And like I said, that is the main reason I'm making this video. If you want to see another video about different things in the acting industry, give this video a thumbs up. Please, please, please subscribe. Be safe out there. Keep your head about you. If I can survive living on my own and trying to make decisions like that, you absolutely can. So good luck. If you're in the industry, I'm rooting for you. If you're in any industry at all, I'm rooting for you. Go get them. Be safe. Just be safe. Don't tell anyone you're going to murder them. Bye.